Hey everybody, Laura here, welcome back to another video. Today we are trying out Autopsy Simulator and I'm so excited that I finally managed to get my hands on this game. It came out on the 6th of June this year from Woodland Games and has been published by Team 17 Digital, who kindly sent me over a key. So thank you very much to them for that. If you've been on my channel for a while, you know I like sim games, and this is a first person horror slash sim hybrid where players take on the role of a pathologist and we're trying to determine each subject's cause of death. Now, I have got streamer mode on, which does pixelate things, and hopefully it wouldn't be too gory, but trigger warning for anybody that doesn't want to see like body parts, I guess. I'm not entirely sure. I've purposely not looked into very much, but let's just jump into it.
Office of the Medical Examiner, Pete'sville. Dr. Jack Hampton is speaking. How can I help you?
Good evening, this is Kate Brooks. I'm not sure if you remember me. A few weeks ago, we talked about an article I'm working on. It's about your wife. I dropped by last Friday to speak to you, but you weren't working at the time. I asked the security guard to pass on a note for me. I would like us to discuss the topic of...
I thought I had made it painfully obvious for the last time. No! Please don't call me again and stop inquiring about my wife. Damn journalists. They don't let me work. God damn it. I'm not in the best frame of mind to record a lecture for my students now. I'm feeling completely broken. Where did I leave my meds this time?
Okay. So I want to check the stuff on the desk, but...
Stephen didn't clean up after himself.
Oh, these aren't yours. Okay. Oh. Read the journalist's note. Hi, this is Kate Brooks, a reporter of the New Orleans Weekly. Didn't find you at home. This is stalkerish. I'm starting to suspect you're avoiding me, Mr. Hanman. Anyway, as you know, we'd like to write an article commemorating your wife's achievements. We'd be delighted to talk to you about it. Along with this note, I'm also leaving my business card. Let me call you this evening, and I hope to find you at home or at the office. She's pushy.
They definitely pay me too little for this.
Let's see what else is in here. Look at that note. How to break out of this vicious cycle. Right. Hey. Check the bathroom for your pills. Is the bathroom? It is. Oh, this is messy in here.
Okay. Time to pull myself together. And get back to work.
Okay. Who's... Oh, okay, they open out of the way. Right. Oh god, I'm stuck in the toilet. Oh no. Right.
I need to set the camera first.
Take the camera from the storage room. Lab's out of order?
The lab will be open tomorrow.
That's not good. Okay, where's the storage room? But yeah, as a kid, there was two jobs that I really wanted.
This place is starting to look like a hoarder's dream, rather than a storage room.
One was a vet slash vet nurse, because at the time I didn't know there was a difference. And the other one was someone like, and the other one was like a mortician or autopsy person. Because I figured that the people that I'd be dealing with
now remember, Jack,
wouldn't be
hit the record button this time.
Like mean customers or anything like that. But I don't know, as an adult I probably would be interested still in doing this kind of work. Because yeah, why not? It's way more interesting
Tripod is going to hold up
than me dealing with the customers that I deal with on the phones.
just have to get everything in frame.
Frame the cadaver and begin recording.
This should be fine. November 20th, 1991. Time, 8:43 p.m. Recording for medical students from the University of Missouri. This autopsy is conducted by Jack Hanman. Hello, everyone. Welcome to the autopsy room. Today, you will have the dubious pleasure of following a full autopsy, step by step. For those of you who have already performed your first autopsy, this will refresh your basic knowledge. In turn, for those whose knowledge is only theoretical, I advise not to watch this after a meal.
Alright, look at the chalkboard. We need apron, mask, goggles, and gloves.
Let's start. Always wear an apron, mask, and gloves. Goggles are a must when the job is splashy. And in case of sharp accidents, it's worth having disinfectants at hand. It's true that you won't get ptomaine poisoning straight away, but if your liver or kidney aren't doing well, you may end up with diarrhea.
That's never good.
The cadaver is placed on its back on the autopsy table. The pathologist stands on the right of the deceased. Make sure that all the necessary tools are always at hand so that you don't have to run around looking for something, like I do all the time. In the process of reviewing and securing forensic evidence, it is difficult not to interfere with the original condition of the deceased. Written and photographic documentation plays a vital role throughout the entire examination process. During your research, be patient, inquisitive, but above all, attentive to detail. Many entries are visible at first glance, but sometimes they can be cover for more interesting stories. And lastly, remember that nothing teaches you self-narration like working with the dead. So get used to that fact soon. Everyone will think you're talking to yourself. Now, onto the police folder. That will contain all sorts of pertinent information as to who the deceased might be and what potentially happened to them. So, let's take a closer look, shall we?
Look at the police file. Okay.
The deceased's name is Tobias Chambers, locally known as Old Toby.
Poor Old
Homeless
Toby.
and unemployed for at least a couple of years. The deceased was found on the outskirts of a parking lot at a gas station, where he often begged and persistently offered drivers to wash their car windows. The body was noticed by a station employee during the morning shift. Initially, he thought that someone had thrown some boots and a coat in a nearby ditch. It took him a moment to recognize the pile of clothes as the body of a man.
I think stuff like that's really scary.
He worked most of his life at the local port dealing with unloaded cargo. He was fired for being drunk and starting fights. His son runs a hardware store on his own. His wife left him years ago. They both had no contact with the deceased.
Nobody would want them miss.
Signs of libation were found around the body. Empty bottles, traces of an inept attempt to start a fire, and a scattered makeshift blanket. That's it. It's worth remembering the context around the scene of a death. This allows you to better interpret any traces found on the body. I shouldn't start the procedure without gloves.
Okay, gloves. So yeah, the first time I've not seen anything since the game's released.
Pictures for our files. If I can just remember where I left the camera. It's in here somewhere.
Photo camera from the desk drawer.
Aha, there you are.
He's chatty, isn't he?
Somewhere.
Yeah, so I watched Aoife and Zoe, I think it was, from
As I mentioned at the beginning,
Gamer.
Before we begin the internal examination, we need to document the cadaver and the condition it arrived in. We begin with a full body photo. Try and stick to the top-down rule, but this is not always possible. Let's keep in mind it's all about the legibility, not the perfect frame. Voila! Now we move on to the next step. Looking for traces. Take your
marks on the body to photograph.
Look at the corpse from different sides, from different angles, up close, and from a distance. You're looking for anything out of the ordinary.
Oh, that's something. Maybe. I zoom in.
Poorly healed wound. Looks old. I'll take a closer look later.
Oh, is that what, scars on his arm? A graze in his knee? Is that not important? No. Yeah, I watched Zoe and Aoife play the game. or played the demo, and it was, I'm sure it was around about the time Mortuary Assistant came out, and I was hoping that Mortuary Assistant was going to be more like this game, and I love Mortuary Assistant, but I wanted something that was a bit more in depth, and this was what this seems to be.
Signs of frostbite, probably because the subject's shoes were too small.
Your hands?
Hardened hands, worn out by physical work, and frostbite.
You're very into the whole frostbite situation. Oh, you got a head contusion. I don't know. Oh, okay, so it's trying to tell you that you're not quite right.
It will be necessary to check whether this injury was severe enough to cause damage to the brain. In a moment, we will check which of our initial observations will be worthy of further consideration. But before we get to that, I need to write down some basic data.
Send photos to the photo board. Where is the photo board? It's over here. Easy. Perform the autopsy. Okay, like we went quickly here.
Scalpel, scissors, syringe, magnifying glass, knife. I guess I forgot to clean the knife. Scalpel.
Okay.
I guess I forgot to clean the knife.
So do we not want to clean the knife? How do we perform? Oh,
personal information.
Okay, there we go.
The deceased was unclothed. Date. Okay. As you can see, I note everything down on previously prepared forms. Every pathologist must keep a detailed record of every step of the autopsy. This not only allows you to track the procedure, but also collates the results together, upon which you may back up your conclusions. So, enough of the boring prep. Let's begin by taking a closer look at the spots I photographed earlier. For this, you're going to need a magnifying glass.
Okay. Magnifying glass.
Which spot first?
Oh, look at the one that we first took a photo of.
No doubt painful, but it's not pertinent for this case.
Ouchie. Or ouchie at some point. Maybe not now.
Here we can see frostbite on the fingertips. We can tell by the characteristic skin color. Definitely a painful mix of frostbite, abrasions, and blisters. Old Toby had been wearing shoes too small for him.
I've got a sore toe at the minute, but thankfully it does not look like that. It doesn't look great, but it doesn't look like that. And then his head, wasn't it?
I can confirm the presence of ecchymosis on the deceased man's head. The appearance indicates the intravital nature of the wound. Add alcohol, which I can clearly smell. And this was an accident just waiting to happen.
Got drunk and banged his head? That seems too simple.
There are a lot of superficial wounds, but only one serious injury to the head. Let's go back to our notes.
I like the previously found wounds on the clipboard mannequin.
First, I marked the location of the head wound. We're not in frost season yet. If Toby's body was cold for a prolonged period, the frostbite could have, even though this type of wound
I didn't realize I was skipping dialogue there.
Death, we're still required to record it. As you can see, we don't have much to go on. Let's write down what preliminary causes of death we can think of. Various types of accidents are a common cause of death among the homeless and the elderly. Considering the conditions in which he slept,
clicking.
His body may have become hypothermic.
Fall, freeze.
The nights have been particularly nasty lately. We will check if there are any signs of freezing internally. This is of no interest to us. Since the deceased clearly smelled of alcohol, I'll add alcohol poisoning to our list.
Good idea. Put in the clipboard and continue the autopsy.
From the basics. Rigor mortis. Well, we take our deceased by the hand.
And how do we do this? Oh wait.
Gradually we raise it.
That doesn't feel like he's rigored. Right. Oh no, it's one of these. It's one of these.
let it go.
Oh.
As you can see, the hand falls loose. What's the conclusion?
It's not
Death
rigor
must have
mortis.
occurred more than 72 hours ago. The police information appears correct.
Okay. Now what?
Head trauma seems the most promising.
Like the
so
skull
we'll
saw and
start
open
there.
the
For this,
cranium.
I need an oscillating saw.
Okay. This may... Wait. Doesn't look like a saw.
The cut is made from ear to ear.
Oh, okay. We need to keep it in the sweet spot, clearly. Okay, well, oh, I'm kind of worried about what we're going to see in a second. Okay, it's not that great.
And the top of the skull.
Thorough brain analysis by examining the organ. Oh,
After
okay.
the basic examination, we can see that the brain's
Right out there.
gyri in both hemispheres are symmetric. The brain looks good. Let's take a cross section.
Look at it, it's wibbly! Oh my god, oh, it's a wibbly wobbly brain. Hee What am I doing there? Sorry, I totally got distracted.
Some pathologists prefer to examine organs without removing them. However, for me, it's much more convenient to examine them on a board, which we'll do now.
It's over here. He lobbed it across the room.
Holding a long, narrow blade knife in the dominant hand, we slowly cut the cranial nerves on both sides, all the time pulling the brain towards us.
What did? Oh, okay. So it's like a don't touch the wire thing. It's very distracting how it's wibbling on that chopping board.
So far, so good. The hematoma seems to have had no effect on the brain.
Okay. But not the fall that caused it.
We can rule the fatal accident out as well.
Good fall is potential cause of death.
Brain is in good condition, so we have no choice but to proceed to the internal examination of the other organs. I grab a scalpel from my kit.
Get to cut him up now. I don't know if that's a good thing or not.
The incision should be in the shape of a letter Y.
Hello?
We use a deep cut to reach all the way to the ribs and to penetrate the abdominal wall.
Let's go and round the belly button. I wonder why we don't go through the belly button.
Alright, now we peel back and separate the skin.
Lovely. Look at this.
Now, we need to remove the ribs. We'll need the loppers for this.
This is going to be pleasant. I can just tell. I also got an achievement there. Oh, that was
a satisfying crunch. For
that was
some anyway. After removing the cartilage tissue, we instantly notice two things. Firstly, there is no congestion of the internal organs. This means that although the deceased was hypothermic, it didn't kill him. Secondly, the deceased smoked like a chimney. So, we should take a closer look at those lungs.
Okay, hello,
We can
lungs.
see widespread black and tarry deposits caused by smoking cigarettes. Despite the tragic condition of the lungs, they are not the cause of death.
Okay.
Alice smoked too. It didn't kill her, but... what was I talking about? Lungs. Yes. Advanced inflammation.
Not related to the death of the deceased.
What now? The syringe. Now's a good time to collect some samples.
Okay.
Specifically 3. From the eye, the heart,
From the
and
eye?
bladder. I'm interested to see the concentration of alcohol in the blood. Vitreous humor analysis is very useful in indicating long-term alcohol abuse.
Oh,
5
that's
milliliters
yucky.
of the left ventricle should do it.
And the femoral
From the
artery, no, bladder.
We trot about 10 milliliters of fluid. Now we take our samples to the centrifuge. But before I do that, I need to find my notebook. My dyscalculia means that I always double-check the settings.
Retrieve the notebook from the office with the necessary values.
Please excuse me while I run and fetch it.
Run centrifuge. Should I not take my gloves off first? Like, no. But is this the office? Like, oh, that's the bathroom. Right, your notebook. Here we go.
Thing is covered in stains.
Yeah, because you just picked it up with bloody gloves.
Microscope sometime.
That's gross.
Let's get back to the examination. We put all of the samples into the rotor.
1, 2, 3.
Now we set the appropriate time and speed.
Set the correct values in both dials and start mixing. Presence of alcohol. Time 15 minutes. Speed 70%. Is that right? Really hard to see.
Okay, let's roll.
Oh well, it tells you if you're right, so that's something. There we go. Okay, so 15 minutes.
My own but trusted centrifuge. Ideal for all the fluid tests I need.
I forgot that we were playing
oh shit. The
a
fuses
horror
again.
game for a minute.
Where were we? Oh yes, the blood alcohol concentration.
Because, like, this to me is not very scary. I forgot.
Let's see what we've got here. Everything's separated as it should. Our lab is closed until tomorrow after the last, incident. However, considering that Toby's favorite eau de parfum appears to be ethanol, I'm guessing the results won't surprise me at all.
No.
Let's go further. We will now focus on the cardiovascular system, specifically the heart.
We
remove the organ and examine it closely. We look for dark hypoxic areas, clots, or other elements that
looks like
stand
a healthy
out as
heart.
abnormal. At first glance, the heart looks fine. The pulmonary trunk and aorta seem to be in good condition. There are no pathological changes that would have contributed to Toby's death. Now let's take a closer look at the stomach.
Stomach?
Size is normal, healthy, and as expected,
Wibbly as well.
the stomach has no major external damage.
Looks kind of small
We must
though.
now cut it open and
So I'm
inspect
guessing he was maybe
inside.
hungry.
We will do it carefully so that its contents do not spill out.
We get to cut.
We open the stomach.
Oh god,
along the
this is a
greater
difficult
curvature,
one.
From the heart to the pyloric end. Oh, I already feel like there's something left inside.
So I turned my mouse sensitivity down because I always do in first person games, and playing this I'm kind of glad that I have, because I can just imagine me messing this up so badly. There's still time to mess it up, like, but I can assure you if I was cutting a bread roll in real life, it would not be this slow. Oh no!
Okay, large amount of gas, small amounts of yellow, grayish food content, resembling some kind of meat.
I don't think that I find this
Either our
bit
deceased
pleasant.
hadn't eaten in days, or the bulk of his stomach had already found a way out. Looks like I'll have to find the missing contents.
Oh no.
There are two ways here. One is obvious, and the other is... It couldn't have been suffocation, could it? I'll add this to the list and move on to the deceased's neck.
Rather than anywhere else, I guess.
At first glance, the trachea looks normal.
Is there
Same result as with the
Whoa.
stomach. The external
Look at the
inspection doesn't
wibble.
tell us anything. This
I love
time
this.
we'll cut on a tray.
Organs have got jiggle physics. Further inspection required.
While cutting such a small organ as the trachea, we must make a precise incision. To be able to cut with the very tip of the blade, we must hold the scalpel as we would a pen.
Like this.
And after careful examination and deduction, we've got it.
Ew.
A clogged trachea. It's time to summarize the whole thing.
Alright, okay. So that was easy. He choked
Based
on
on
his
the
own
report
vomit.
and preliminary documentation, it's safe to assume that the deceased passed out after consumption of alcohol and then fell asleep on his back. Then, the gastric contents refluxed and flooded the airways, causing death.
Nice. Is it classed as accident? Natural? Not the main cause of death. Nope. It wasn't alcohol, it was asphyxiation.
That's why we don't forget about the recovery position at dorm parties.
Probably fell asleep or fainted after drinking a large amount of alcohol. Its concentration suppressed signals in the brain that control the gag reflex, leading to choking.
And now it's all clear. The death was suffocation. Now, signature.
Suffocation, no breathing.
The mystery is solved. But for us, this is not the end. First,
Not my signature, by the way.
The body needs to be cleaned up. For this, we will need to close the body and grab the needle. First, we unroll the skin flaps.
Skin flaps is a horrific word.
Sew the deceased back up. I'm using the baseball stitch technique. This stitching method is very strong and quick to do.
I don't know how you do this. I would like to learn how to stitch like this. I'm not very good at, like, stitches.
Now we say goodbye to the deceased and put them safely in the fridge, ready for the next stage of their journey.
How do we do that? Oh, apparently we just pick them up. Bye! See ya! Have a nice rest.
I'll drop these samples off at the lab on the way to the bar.
Okay. Better not forget that.
I'll call Steven. I don't feel like drinking alone today. But the word is, the lab will be open tomorrow.
Completed the prologue, yay! Having a dream? I don't feel like that's that scary, but okay. Oh, okay, just taking it. Now it's going to talk to me. What was that noise? Okay, hi, hello. I hope this isn't a recurring nightmare for this guy, because that wouldn't be fun. What am I meant to do now? Hello? Wake up! Wake up! Okay. That's the kind of stuff you dream about if you're an autopsy person.
Forgive me. What?
Definitely need to defend pack on the floor.
What a dream. Fuck.
Take your pills in the bathroom.
Time flies, and probably doesn't have to get up to work. So much light everywhere.
Your bathroom. Ah.
A pill a day keeps the defective Jack away. It's a shame these won't help with my hangover.
Need something else for that? I got you.
It's just too dirty to use. The fucking phone.
Where be the phone?
Okay. I know I'm late.
Beep is this reporter again.
It's not like the dead are impatient.
Jack, no.
Alice? Who is this?
It's Charlotte Graves.
Oh, oh God, I'm sorry. I didn't recognize you. I thought it was work calling.
It's okay. I hate it when work calls me at home too. How is everything? We haven't talked since, you know.
Well, there are good days, and there are bad days.
I'm guessing it was a bad
What can I
night you had.
say? At least I can hide away at work.
Well, you always were the most comfortable in the dissecting room. Listen, I have an unusual request.
Okay, how can I help?
It's nothing serious. I just wanted to ask, do you have any pictures of Alice? Maybe one where the two of us are together? I'd love to have something to remind me of her.
I guess. I'm not sure. I'll look through her things.
Thank you. I'm sorry to trouble you with this. All
What
this
time on the
can't
phone
be
and
easy
ask that
for you.
question?
I'll get through it somehow. I've been meaning to sort through her stuff for a while. Have you asked Stephen if he has anything?
Yes, I spoke with him this morning. He said he gave everything to their mother and that I should ask you.
I see.
Jack, I know you're trying. That you cope somehow. Stephen's there for you. Although, well, we all know how he can be. But, I mean, if you wanted to reminisce about Alice, talk.
I really should go now. I overslept, I'm late for work, and,
You need to get a wriggle
and I
on.
still have some errands to run on the way.
Oh. Okay, sure. Sorry to keep you.
I'll look for something and send it over. Thanks for the call, and bye.
Oh, do you have my address?
Not on hand. You'd best remind me again.
292
You
Browning Lane.
absolutely was not-
apartment
is not taking that down.
432, Johnson City,
It's
New
not.
York.
Not doing it.
13790.
He doesn't care.
Got it. Thanks.
Thank you. It would mean a lot to me. Just miss her so much.
Yeah, me too. And that's okay. Really, no problem.
Thank you. Take care, Jack.
You too, Charlotte. It was nice to hear you.
Yeah.
Well, that was a bit unexpected. I should probably find something to send.
Find a photo of Alice and an envelope to send to Charlotte. Really? Right now? Right now?
The remnants of last night's binge with Stephen. I'm not sure if it's still edible. I still feel uneasy. At this time, Alice would probably be sitting here reading a book. The view isn't spectacular, but why does that car look familiar?
They're nice photos. Very pretty. Did ask for a photo of the pair of them
They
together.
certainly have more will to live than I do.
Damn, at least 5 Alice-related items was an achievement that I just got.
I'm not in the mood for music lately.
What you got? Aerosmith Live! Learn Spanish, a quick beginner's course for holidaymakers. I'm gonna guess there's not gonna be any photos in the fridge.
What have I done to you, Alice?
Hello?
An indispensable element of every office. I should really try and read a few of these.
What got in here? Nothing. They went to Paris though. Oh wait, I seen that. That looks like an envelope. That's an air mile.
Some days, I just feel like setting fire to all this paperwork. I'm fed up with it.
Relatable.
It hurts too much to look at these, but I can't throw them away.
Okay, but like, you've not even got an envelope.
Some days, I just feel like I'm fed up with it.
We don't even have an envelope. Or the photo that we were talking about.
I really need to get this laundry done.
This.
It was a miracle that the coffee didn't wash off the writing. And that she said yes.
Will you marry me?
She
In
got
a
it for
coffee
her
cup.
first day of work, and she broke it the same day. She said it was for luck. She got it for her first day of work, and she broke it the same till death do us part. I wasn't able to support her through this.
Okay.
It's always good to have something for a rainy day.
She was pregnant? When she died, or did they lose the baby?
Alice and Charlotte in Amsterdam.
Okay.
It's hard to believe they've known each other for so long.
We found a picture. What was that then? Now I need to go find an envelope. An envelope.
It's been almost a year.
Why did she die? You kill
It
her?
would be better if Charlotte had this. It deserves to be on display and not hidden in a drawer.
Like, that's definitely an envelope, thank you.
Okay, time to go to work. I'm seriously late.
You getting ready? Post a letter in the mailbox.
Ugh. I should grab some coffee and aspirin on the way.
Yeah, I'm sure there was like headache tablets though. On the floor in the bedroom. How do we make this work? There we go. I'm guessing that means like the ground floor. It would be G normally. I like that. What? Graffiti is not a vandalism. Is that what that says? Graffiti is not a... Yeah. It's not a vandalism. Where's the mailbox? Out of service. Hello. Mailbox?
Standard correspondence consisting of bills, advertising leaflets, and pious reminders about the upcoming end of the world. Oh, for fuck's sake. Maybe they'll finally fix that door.
Gotta love that you can't even leave your own building. Exit this way, okay. Like, the world seems very alive in the sense that, you know, I thought it would just be the autopsy room. I didn't actually realise we'd be seeing other stuff. Weird place for a mailbox, but okay, we'll not question that.
I hope this helps, Charlotte. Okay. All done here. Time to go. Huh?
What happened there? I don't understand what the running footsteps were.
Well, I'll brave it for tonight. Too bad.
Why is it dark now? It was light. How far away is your work?
Nice and fresh. At least it's peaceful here.
We're shutting the door behind us.
Good evening, Mr. Ridley.
Hello?
The timesheet, Hammond.
And if you leave the autopsy mess again and go home, I'll put it all in your car, I promise. Remember to sign in, Ham.
Some corpses have more personality than this guy.
That was the wrong room. Oh, there's a social room. This looks nice. Nobody... Oh, someone's done their dishes, but someone else has not.
Christ. Who leaves the window open in the middle of November? So I'd better check the answering machine.
This is going to lead to bad things, isn't it? Definitely going to lead to bad things. Oh, there's a
Jack, I dropped by a little early today. I left the body with Ridley in the corridor. He wasn't sitting in the locker then, so maybe he'll even throw him into the room. Well, how are you doing? Yeah, I mean, it's your first birthday without her, and...
Oh, it's his birthday today.
This, I still have a hangover, and you know me, I run to the John like the neighbor's fucking dog. You know, today I slipped on his shit again. That fucking furball. He always has to shit next to my car. Anyway, I can't come over in the evening, but we'll catch up on the weekend, okay?
Aww.
Bye. I almost forgot. Charlotte called me this morning. She asked about you, so answer your calls, Jack. This time it's not a reprimand for being late.
That's par for the course. I wonder when this clown will learn to look under his feet. Birthday. Actually,
That looks
forgot
like
it was today.
a good muffin.
Alice baked me muffins like these every birthday. A treat for later. I always crave something sweet after a section. Okay, joke's over. Apron, gloves, and get to work. Due to a lack of preparation, this time the lecture will be improvised. Right,
So, what I think is we've completed the prologue and sort of the start of chapter 1, I guess. But should we maybe pause there? And if you want to see more, let me know and I'll quite happily play this again. I love these types of games, and while we've not had any massive jump scares or anything like that so far, I've got a feeling that it's going to ramp up as the chapters go on. So yeah, let me know if you want to see more, and I will get another episode recorded for you. But thanks very much for watching. If you liked the video, please give it a big thumbs up, and maybe consider subscribing to the channel if you haven't already. We play lots of games like this and games not like this, so I'm sure there'll be something for you. But thank you very much for watching. That's me for this one, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye!